And Treasury Yields open the week moving higher, back up to 285, taking a step back, a month-to-date look at where yields have been. It's not even close to the midpoint. We've seen yields as high as 320, as low as 277. So getting back to 3%, still a ways to go, but ultimately seeing them creep back higher. Spent much late part of last week hovering around 280. Today getting up as high as 286, settling at around 285. So 10-year note yields seeing a bit of a move higher today as equities outperformed and we saw the dollar decline. What does this all mean for volatility? Well, if you check out that CVOL index over at cmegroup.com, you'll notice that volatility was down today, despite the fact that yields were higher. That relationship we talk about, higher yields equals higher volatility, lower yields equals lower volatility, hasn't really applied over the last week or so. We saw yields go down last week, volatility go higher. Now we're seeing yields go up and volatility going down, kind of trading back towards that midpoint, back into that old range. And not seeing any real scare of moving outside of that month-to-date range, that 320 to 277 range we talked about. So ultimately, volatility moves lower today to start out the week. Lastly, let's talk about what we have ahead later this week. Tomorrow, we get new home sales. We also get a pre-recorded introductory welcoming remarks from Mr. Powell at an economic summit. We also continue to, we have Treasury auctions, a 2-year auction tomorrow, 5 and 7 later on in the week. We also get some stock earnings, and while stock earnings typically aren't related to the bond market, we're going to get some consumer discretionary, consumer staple type stocks, which could give us an indication of the economy moving forward. The bond market may be looking at that with one eye. Recall we had those Target and Walmart earnings earlier this month. They gave a pretty bad picture of the forward guidance for their profit margins. We could be looking at something similar in some of these earnings that we get later this week. So 10-year note yields opening the week higher ever so slightly, back up to 285, treading water at 280 to end the week last week, with auctions upcoming in the 2-year, 5-year, and 7-year sector.